Hi, my name is Verhaest. I'm presenting today, or Barakat's Contemporary is presenting today, the Archive of Unattained Futures, my work consisting of two parts. This is the first part, it's called The Archivist, and downstairs we have a video game called Ad hominem. In The Archivist, 4 utopia are presented based on the writings by Verhaest. The 4 utopia are the hub, the oasis, the bazaar, and the capsule, as defined by her in her brilliant PhD, Utopia Unbound. These 4 utopias are positioned on a matrix, having conservative and progressive thinking on one axis, and individualistic thinking and collectivist thinking on the other axis. This axis is repeated in the video game as a score system. Here upstairs, it is positioned around this monolith, where the 4 distinct utopia that are on the extremities of that axis are represented. In The Archivist, change writes to you, the viewer, from these utopia as a time traveler, narrating the discrepancies between the 4 spaces in a poetic way.
You wrote, "I'm just back from the West
The
Island."
narration is presented over images that I have found within the public domain and have composited and adjusted and have worked on and turned into videos. The text is written together with the deep learning artificial intelligence called GTP3. GTP3 is a deep learning language generator that is trained on 8 billion parameters, also from the public domain, so based on books, blog writings, and internet posts from the last century, so to speak. So it functions a little bit as a collective unconsciousness of humanity, Western humanity, of course, unfortunately. And it spits back text when you write text to it, or when you ask it questions, it spits back text, which is based or taken from these sources and reworked through the artificial intelligence to make for a sometimes coherent story. So in the video game Ad hominem is also based on the doctoral thesis of Verhaest, Utopia Unbound, and on the 4 utopia she proposes in this PhD. They are structured around the same matrix, and the matrix here functions as a score system. In the game, you are put into the role of change.
U heeft het dorp gemaakt tot wat het is. Dat zal.
So you are presented with 4 characters in the game that represent the 4 extremities of these utopian thoughts. They ask you a question at the end of each sequence. You get the option to answer or to choose an answer from 2 responses, which gives you a score that fits onto the matrix again. So at the end of the game, you get either of 4 endings. And of course, it is determined whether you are conservative or progressive, whether you have an individualistic stance in life or a more conservative stance. In the game, change functions as an old revolutionary who comes back to his or her village looking for some recognition for all it has done. But as in life, change is never really welcome. There is an event held in its name though at the end of the game, so you would have to play the whole game to see how welcome or unwelcome change turns out to be.